I am officially 22 weeks pregnant today, and I just finished training some clients and I'm about to work out myself, and I thought I would take you guys along on like what a full leg day looks like for me in the gym, 22 weeks pregnant and modifying for symphysis pubis dysfunction. Which is something that I struggled with last pregnancy and I'm struggling with again this pregnancy. If I'm not cautious, especially with lower body workouts, then it kind of gets worse or flares up. We're modifying quite a bit of our exercises just to accommodate for that. Mostly what that looks like is just no split stance movements, so no lunges. Squats can be hit or miss, so I'm kind of being careful with those. Just kind of modifying as we go. So right now I'm trying to get in at least 2 full gym workouts a week, so kind of an upper body, lower body, and then if I can get in more, perfect, but most of the time that does not happen. So I'll do like 2 gym workouts, or there'll be longer workouts, heavier weights, stuff that I can't do at home, and then like 3 or 4 days out of the week will be home workouts or longer walks with the baby. That's what I was doing before I got pregnant as well, postpartum with my first, and that's just what works for me. If I set my expectations too high, I feel like I can get very discouraged. So I'm kind of setting my minimum 2 days a week and then just kind of doing what I can the other days out of the week. And then if I can get into the gym a 3rd or 4th day, love it, that's great. That seems to be working for now. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my warm-up and just kind of take you guys along my full leg day. Starting with a dynamic warm-up, I have like a select group of exercises that I'll usually do. Generally, I just do like 2 rounds, 10 reps on everything. I kind of just play it by ear and see how I feel in the moment, just trying to get everything warmed up, loosened up before we start our lift. My dynamic warm-up, I'll usually do like 3 to 5 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing just so I can get my core turned on, engaged, warmed up, so that it's nice and active for our heavier lifts. First on the agenda for our active lifts is 4 sets of 8 Romanian deadlifts, which I'll usually add in 1, maybe 2 warm-up sets before we get to our 4 actual working sets. During pregnancy, everything changes so quickly that last week's workout and last week's weights may not be appropriate this week, just depending on how your body's changing, how you're feeling. So I really like to play it by ear with the weights versus getting too fixated on the numbers if you're just trying to like match the weight you did last week or hit a new PR during pregnancy. Especially with lower body and especially with the symphysis pubis dysfunction, it can lead to injuries, and we do not want that. This is not the season for hitting your PRs, hitting your numbers, which can be quite humbling, especially if you were active and lifting heavy before pregnancy. It is pretty hard to kind of taper it down during pregnancy, but again, this is just a season, so we will get back to lifting heavy, but for now, we're just kind of doing what feels good. Warm-up sets are done. They felt pretty good. First working set, which will probably stick here just depending on how this first set feels, but 4 by 8, probably sticking with 95 pounds, which pre-pregnancy, like before my first pregnancy, I was able to do like 165 to 185. And then after my first pregnancy, I was kind of getting back into building out my strength, and I was at like 135, maybe 145, depending on the day. So 95 is definitely a very safe weight. So we're gonna start here, see how it feels, adjust if needed. But again, I don't wanna do anything too crazy to where I get injured. So let's do it. Okay, I lied. That actually felt very good and kind of easy. So we are gonna go up in weight. I'll probably throw on a 10 on each side. So 115. We'll see how that feels. Okay, working set number 2 at 115. Felt really good, challenging enough, not too easy, not too difficult. So I'm definitely gonna stick there for my last 2 working sets. And I should mention I'm resting 2 to 3 minutes in between every working set because you get out of breath so easily during pregnancy. We're gonna stick here for our last 2 working sets before we move on to the next exercise. Okay, so next we have 4 working sets of 10 on leg press. Really been liking leg press lately because, like I said before, squats can be hit or miss with hip pain. So I've been cautious on going too heavy on squats, but leg press stabilizes my hips a lot more and I have a lot more support, so I feel much more comfortable going heavier on leg press. Okay, so first working set felt really good. I'm definitely gonna stay there. We'll do 3 more working sets of that. Still resting 2 to 3 minutes between, not supersetting this with anything. And yeah. Next, we have a superset. So we're doing knee banded dumbbell hip thrust 3x10, and then supersetting that with a cable clamshell 3x10 per side, which the standing clamshell is one that I'm not sure if it's gonna bother my hips. So if it does, we're gonna end up swapping that out, but hopefully it doesn't. And then not doing any more barbell hip thrusts from pretty much second trimester on. So we're swapping it out for dumbbell hip thrusts, which obviously you cannot go anywhere near as heavy with a dumbbell as you could with a barbell. So I find that putting a resistance band above my knees helps to make it a little bit more difficult on my glutes. Try to get the heaviest glute band that I can, put it above the knees so we're driving these out against the band, and that way I don't have to go crazy heavy with a dumbbell because it's difficult to get a very heavy dumbbell onto your hips in the first place, and I just don't want it rolling anywhere near my belly. So yeah, that's where we're at. Also, I lied. 3 sets of 12 on hip thrust and 12 per side on clamshells, not 10. The clamshells felt good, so we're not gonna swap those out. 2 more sets of 12 on both of those, and then we are almost done, kind of, with this workout. Okay, so last lower body superset that we have for this workout before we hit some core and some mobility is supersetting 3 sets of 12 seated hamstring curl with leg extension. So because these are working opposite muscle groups, I'm probably not gonna have to rest too long in between. So I'm gonna try to just bust these out so we can get this workout done. I feel like I can go up on that, so I'm gonna switch this over to leg extension, hit our first set of leg extension, and then I'm gonna go up on our second set of hamstring curls. Two more sets on here. I'm gonna knock these out and then we are almost done. Done with legs. Last thing we have for like our working sets is 2 exercises for core, and then we're just gonna finish off with like a quick little mobility circuit, and then we are done. So I'm doing 3 sets of each exercise. It's gonna be 10 reps per side on both. Really don't wanna rush through the core. You really wanna be mindful of mind-muscle connection and what you're doing. So we're gonna do a kneeling Pavlov raise first, and then superset it with a side plank with a little oblique crunch. 3 sets total. Really just focusing on core engagement and breathing. That is it for the workout. We're just gonna finish off with some mobility. Mobility, I'll usually do 2 rounds on everything, like 30-ish seconds, 20 seconds per side if it's like a single-sided exercise, but 20 to 45 seconds. Again, with mobility, just like the warm-up, I kind of just see how I feel. If I need to go longer on a stretch, I'll do that. But about 30 seconds per stretch, 2 rounds total, and then we are done. Camera died right at the very end of that workout, but we are done with the workout. Feeling very good, very accomplished. That workout took me like an hour and a half, which it definitely took longer because I was filming it. Typically, I like my workouts to last anywhere from like an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, but even an hour and a half, including warm up and mobility, is not terrible. So that is it. We're gonna go hydrate, get something to eat, and call it a day. If you want more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments below what pregnancy or postpartum related content you would like to see, workouts, exercises, all that good stuff. And I will see you next time.